Okay. Using this as my height stick. Hello. My name is Diego. Uh, and this is the beginning of my journey, kinda, So this video, I'm going to be explaining what my journey is, why I'm going on it. Yeah, I guess who I am, who I've been, who I want to become. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be living out of a tent. No idea how long. But there's a lot of things that have brought me to this decision. So let me just jump right into that. Generally, in my adult life, I've been a failure. I've had jobs that I just kind of quit. I hate this. I feel like my soul is dying. And maybe it isn't my soul is dying. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making existential excuses for not wanting to work and be lazy or whatever. But I just don't mix well with modern society. I've had jobs where I just I fucking hate it, and so I quit, or I just stop showing up or something like that. So there's that. I've had girlfriends, failed relationships so far. I was able to hold a job down long enough to own an apartment at one point, and mostly pay the bills. Unfortunately, my girlfriend, I left her with a little bit of debt, which is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Girlfriends don't typically like that kind of thing. I was able to pay her back, thankfully, but in addition to that bad stuff, I've also had addictions. Thankfully, not any I guess if you want to say marijuana is an addiction. It was a coping mechanism, and it was a crutch. Eventually, I stopped smoking marijuana because, I'll still smoke it, but I won't seek it out. Every time I smoke weed, I feel like I'm dying, and I don't know. Maybe there's something there, but I haven't smoked in a couple weeks. I would say maybe over a month, and then before that, I haven't smoked for about 3 months now. So me as a person, I'm not sure if I have a mental illness, but I feel like my whole life is kind of cloudy to myself, trying to look into myself. I'm not quite sure who I am. I'm not quite sure who I want to, I want to be a happier person in general. Doesn't everybody? But when I was a kid, my kid life was awesome, My mom called me Mongolito, which is going to be the name of this YouTube channel. And that's because I did all these silly things, and I was just I'm silly. And in my adult life, I've had to find myself wearing this persona of you have to be strong, you have to be a good person, you have to go to work, you have to do these things that you don't like. These things that obviously you feel don't agree with your own personality, your own soul, So I just feel me and modern society don't mix very well. Not healthily. Not for my sanity. And I think maybe I would do better, maybe I wouldn't. That brings me to the reason I want to go on this journey is I want to find myself. It's nice that I'm not going to have to pay rent. I am going to be camping in free campsites and potentially doing some stealth camping in places that might not allow for camping. So yeah, and it's just me on my legs with a backpack and a fanny pack. I have my tent, all my things, and I'll do a different video on all my things that I'm doing. This isn't my only option. I have my dad, who is getting up there in age. He offered to let me stay with him, which is very nice. And me and my dad, we have issues, but I would go stay with him. I want to go stay with him. The problem is that I've stayed with family, I've stayed with friends, I've stayed with girlfriends and things like that, and it always turns into a situation where I'm a burden, where I'm bringing things down because I'm not strong enough to keep a job, to stick it out through having a job, you know. And so I just always felt like, you know, I don't want to be a burden. I need to go figure myself out, and you know, this video probably sucks. I don't know. So yeah, I'm starting this YouTube channel about my journey. I'd really appreciate any comments, you know. As I begin this journey, I'm going to be living in this house. I'm living with family right now, cheaper rent, thankfully, at the moment. But I am going to be starting my journey within a few months, potentially sooner. I'm not sure. Right now I have a part-time job at Domino's. But, you know, I've been feeling those urges of just like, you know, just don't show up. This sucks. You don't get treated with respect. And at the same time, you know, I find like at work especially, I really have that mask on of just like, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. You know, just don't talk. Be quiet. That's something that probably isn't going to come through in these videos. I'm somebody that doesn't talk to people. I am very quiet. So I want to get back to that Mongolito of just like, I can do whatever I want and have fun, and I don't know, find that inner child, I guess. I don't know, find love for myself somehow, and feel a little more okay, and maybe figure out a way of life. Who knows? There's a lot of things that are confusing, but I've noticed clarity always comes when I'm out in the wilderness, you know. So yeah, that's my journey. All right, next video.